I was a single mother by the time I went to college. And that was different to have a baby when you were in college and having to do all these rite of passage as far as like maturity, and I couldn't do it because I was a parent. So I had tried to do both, but it was hard, and I was super irresponsible with my daughter.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because I was trying to keep up.
So give me an example. Like, you mean as far as like partying, keeping up? Okay.
Partying, like I tried to ignore the fact that I was a single parent, and I was still at the developmental stage where I wanted to fit in. So like, if anybody watch her, I would like try to find people to watch her, just so I can be able to have that experience. But I look back at it now and I'm like, wow, like God was really covering me because I was super irresponsible.
I think we can all say that in different situations when it's in hindsight. You know what I mean?
With my daughter, she's 16. She's getting ready to go into college next year. I'm all about like telling her, you have to talk to people because kids are so introverted these days.
Yeah, for sure. The phones, the electronics, yeah, for sure.
I'm just like, sweetheart, you have to talk to people. Like, you don't ever know who you're going to meet. So like, yeah, I'm happy that I ended up pledging, and I'm happy that I did because it taught me so much etiquette.
Really?
Yes.
Explain. As much I don't understand this whole sorority fraternity thing. I stay far away from it.
So I'm a Delta, and it's one of the most prestigious groups and organizations for Black women. And I joined it because you had to have the highest GPA. Like everything had to be like it was
top
over.
tier.
And so, but in my ignorance, I only joined it, one, because I'm super competitive. And I'm like, you're not going to tell me that I can't, be something. And then, like, two, I just wanted to party. Like, I wanted to, like, get special treatment. I told you I was always the person that was like, I don't want to be included. I want to be exclusive, So it gives you that exclusivity to where, like, you have women who have a lot of success. You have access to them. So it's like certain things, like, you have to wear stockings. You have to.
Really?
You can't wear. Yeah, you can't wear like dresses. So like before we had like a program, they would look at our clothing to make sure it's appropriate. Yeah, and like if I used to cuss a lot, and they would just like very very edified women. Like there would be this one lady told me, she said, you know what, you're such a beautiful woman. I wish your mouth would reflect that. And she looked at me and she just walked away. Really? But they do stuff like that.
It's like they give you this game and like these subtle little.
It's very subliminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
or they'll
crazy.
say stuff like, "Oh, your dress is so cute and short."
How did you, coming from Richmond, how did you react to that initially? Offensive?
No, because I was oblivious. Because from Richmond, we just say, what were we gonna say?
Exactly. Exactly. So how long did it take you to catch on to what they were doing?
Because the look. So you know how, I don't know, like for my mom, like if she look at you a certain way,
you know what time it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't what they said, it's how they looked at me. And so I was like, oh, I think that was like.
That's some shade.
But then I was like, but if she felt that way, why didn't she just say it?
Yeah.
So once I got over that hump, I'm a fast learner because, just being survival mode, you got to learn fast.
You got to pick it up.
So I started just, picking up on the subliminal messaging that they sent. And it actually helped me in corporate America.
Really? That makes sense, though. I could see how that works. So when you're in high school, like how are you as a high school student? Are you like good grades?
No.
Really?
I was more so like, I was just trying to get out. Like,
Just
I was too grown for high school. I was like, I don't even know how I graduated, to be honest with you.
Really?
And college wasn't like, it was for smart kids. So I was like, not one of those. Well, I didn't feel like I was smart at that time because no one like took the time to even see it. So I had dyslexia.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know that until college.
Really?
I got tested.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so the whole time I've been in school, I've been like, I was like having a hard time like comprehending things and writing. But the school that I went to was such a pass-fail class. I mean,
what school did you go to again?
Hogan High School, and then I went to
that's in Vallejo, right?
too.
Okay.
It was such a pass-fail system that it was just like I just learned how to get through the system. It was like systemized for me. It wasn't around education until I got to college, and it was like, oh, you actually have to like learn stuff and like work for your grades. Like, this is crazy.
So if you didn't really rock with school like that, what made you want to go to college? Was it like mom and dad putting the pressure on you?
No, because their thing was just graduate high school and get out of our house. And I did that successfully. But I had worked at Kaiser. I've had like really great opportunities.
That's good.
So I graduated high school and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. College wasn't on my radar because like I was a single mother by that time, and I was just kind of like banking on life showing me what to do.
Right.
So I was living with my boyfriend's parents. He had went to college because I didn't feel comfortable with going with him, and we just had a baby together. So he left and went to school, and I was staying with his parents. And then my dad was dating this woman at the time, and she was just talking about how she was a medical assistant at Kaiser and how she could get me a job. And so then I was like, okay, cool. But then the stipulation was you had to get straight A's because they had to pick you for the internship. You know, you had to be competitive for it. So I ended up doing that program and then getting on at Kaiser. And then this one black lady just took me under her wings because I used to talk a lot. And she was just telling me, she was like, you know what? You're cute and you're fine. You have it together. She was like, but you know, if I would have took one class every year, I would have had my PhD right now. I've been here for 13 years, and I don't know if you remember, Kaiser had this hiring freeze, like to strike for like a really long time.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they had this strike where they weren't hiring. They were like the union were really arguing with each other, and then what I got hired on, that's when that contract had ended, and so I ended up coming in under the new contract and making just as much as her. Yeah.
Oh wow! And
yeah.
she had been there 13 years.
13 years.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And so she was pissed about that. So she was like telling me that, but at the same time, like give me so much game. Like she was like, if I would have did that, went to school did one class each year, I would have had my my PhD, which is not true, but she still, you know,
good.
it sounded like it was right. Because at the time I didn't know that, and I was just like, oh, she's right. And then I went home and I just couldn't sleep that night. And I was just like, what the heck? So I went back to her the next day. I was like, could you help me get into college? And she was like, yeah.
Really?
And she did. She found me a job and I enrolled in school, and I left in like 6 months.
What? That's crazy.
And I have never been to Sacramento because, you know, people, if you're from here, you don't leave here.
Exactly, yeah.
I didn't know what Sacramento was. I had worked in Rancho Cordova. I never even knew what Rancho Cordova was. I literally just went with my daughter and it's like.
And how was your daughter at this time?
She was 2.
2, so really early. Wow.
2.
What about her father? He wasn't mad that you moved out there?
No, because at that time, like, we weren't together, and it was just more so like he was doing his own thing anyway. Definitely always been supportive, but like, you know, I had dreams too. It was just a matter of I didn't know what to do when I first had her because I didn't know I was gonna have a baby.
Right. Yeah, I think we all been through that.
It's like thanks for the kid.
Again, it's like you learn on the fly. Yeah.